Hi, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, things have changed a little bit around here. I finally got a backdrop for my video, so now you can just focus on me instead of that background. No, but I feel like the light was reflecting in a weird way, so hopefully it's better. I did buy a new light, but I forgot to buy like a tripod thing for it, so hopefully the lighting is still okay, but this is my new setup and I hope you enjoy it. So I have two reviews. Let's just get started. My skin is already prepped, and as I mentioned in my last video, I wanted to try out a new foundation, even though usually I don't like foundations because of how they look on my skin. It's just a bit too much for me personally. I did want to try the L'Oreal True Match because this is supposed to be quite skin-like. It's supposed to be buildable and on the thinner side. Now, I have been using it, so I already know what my opinion is, but I have to show you. And then I repurchased a concealer from Essence that I really like, actually. I think it might have a new formula, and also now it's called Stay All Day 14 hours instead of 16. I kind of like to shake it a little bit just to make sure it's mixed. I will just pump out some foundation into my hand, and as always, just blend it here. I have been reaching for this foundation over and over again since getting it. It's really easy to build it up to get more coverage. That makes it great for any occasion. I usually do at least one pump, maybe two. The foundation does have quite a water-like consistency, so it doesn't really feel like you're wearing a foundation on the skin. The price was around 15 euros, although I think I've seen it for around 19 as well. So as you can see, it's quite skin-like and you can easily build it up too if you wanted to. I've said a lot of great things about the foundation, but there are two downsides if you ask me. The first one is the shade range. Now it does have 40 shades, so that is great. However, what worries me is that some people have even more fair skin, more porcelain skin than I do. I'm also not sure if it's that inclusive if you have really deep skin either. So if you sit on either side of the spectrum, I'm not sure you'll find your shade. The next downside is that it tends to cling a little bit to dry areas. You can definitely prevent this with skincare. I just have dry skin. If you consider that this is a matte to satin foundation, then you can't be that surprised that it clings a little bit. Just put some on my neck to make sure it blends better, but it is quite a good match for my skin, although I think it might look a little bit yellow on camera, but in real life it is very good. So the formula, like I said, it's quite skin-like. You can easily build it up if you want more coverage, and some days I have been doing that. It's very water-like, the consistency. It's a lot thinner than I thought it would be, so be careful when you put it on your hand. It might run a little bit. I really like it because it really does look very skin-like. I would say on me it has more of a satin finish, but it is supposed to be kind of matte. I personally like it because it's not too matte. If I do have some dry spots, like over here I have this weird patch, it does cling a little bit. Not so much that I would discard the foundation. Honestly, I love this foundation. For the price, it's really a great foundation, and I've been wearing this a lot more than my CC cream, so that should really tell you something. Also, for someone who doesn't really like foundation on their own skin, that's high praise coming from me if I like a foundation. So this is my new go-to foundation. Like, I can't seem to stop wearing it. So yeah, and also I feel like the match is a lot better. It's easy to find your undertone or like your right shade with the correct undertone. Time for the concealer. So this is in the shade 20 Light Rose. I don't remember what I have been wearing before, like which shade, so I'm hoping that this is the right one, but I could be wrong. And as always, just blending it here before or not fully blending it, I'm kind of blending it a little bit and working it into the brush, but not to the point where, like, for example, Katie Jane Hughes does it, but still it does help me. I'm just putting on a little light layer, just picking up some more, just making sure it's in the areas where I would like to put it. It's really long lasting, which I like. It looks very natural. The consistency is on the thinner side. It gives you enough coverage. That being said, the price is, I believe, €3. For that price, can you really complain? I like it because it's very close to my skin tone. It's not too light and all that, and I do like the formula as well. I feel like it stays on there, it makes it look very natural. I do wish that maybe there could be slightly more coverage, but really it is enough. I just have dark under circles and hollow eyes. It's just how I look, I guess. I really do like it for that very natural look, and I feel like for the price, you really cannot complain, honestly. It's one of my favorite concealers ever. So yeah, I don't know, it's not too thin, it's not too thick. It just works so well on me. So yeah, that is my new combo. Although I have been using this before, but still, I really, really like this one. So that is my little review on the concealer. Now we'll just finish the rest of my face and give you a little update. Using my powder from e.l.f. A little update with the espresso color with the micro brow pencil is that yes, there's certainly a difference. Like, it's less warm for sure than the ash brown shade, because as you know, I was only using the ash brown shade before, thinking that it was a great match for my brows, but really it was way too warm toned to the point where it started looking a little bit orange on me. It's just a common problem for someone like me with like porcelain skin, a neutral to cool undertone, and being in soft summer and all that. A lot of colors will just start looking really orange on me. I decided to stop being in denial about it and try to find another shade, but the problem is that either all the shades are too light or they're too intense and dark. It was like, okay, if I have to keep using the micro brow pencil, which I love, I will have to try out the espresso shade, which is darker, but that means that I have to be a lot more gentle than with the ash brown, because it is that, you know, it is a darker color. And I think that it does work. It definitely is way less orange and all that, but I still feel like it's a bit too warm, to be honest. For the time being, it's fine, but it is not my best shade, and in real life, it looks fine. It looks like, yeah, it could be my brow shade, but on some pictures, it does look a little bit orange. Like, it looks better than what with the ash brown, but it still looks a bit warm. So I'm not fully happy, but it will have to do for now. And maybe now that I have this new backdrop, it will be better. And the light is not gonna reflect in a weird way, but we'll have to see. Also, by the way, about the backdrop, I know it's still a bit wrinkly and all that, but it's made out of nylon, I believe, and I have been steaming it, but if I use too much steam, it will damage the material. I can't get all the wrinkles out, so I am sorry about that, but there's not much I can do. I'm thinking to put it together a little bit more so it kind of looks more like a curtain and it's more flowy. But if you have any suggestions, let me know. I am trying to find a fabric store and choose different colors, but I hope that you prefer this to before. I still like to go in and just set my brows with this powder just because it softens the brows a little bit, makes it look more natural, softens the color. Brow wax, it sets the brows a little bit more, just on the very tail. And then just my favorite brow gel, cleaning it up. There we go, those are the brows. So that is what I have been doing with my lips recently. It's a little bit of that liquid IV just blurred out on the lips. I really like it personally for just a little touch, but it doesn't scream makeup. I really like that. So that is my look. It's a bit more intense than I thought I would go for this tutorial today, but oh well. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!